So, Sina, does that mean I won't get a ticket anymore? I won't get the seat next to you anymore.
Yeah, the last 2 games weren't so good, so yes, maybe this combination is not the good one for us.
Ouch, Sina, that really hurts. So, welcome to another episode of RB Global Tracks, where we have our weekly chat about RB Leipzig in English, and this podcast is presented by Richard and Mario, 2 people from Leipzig.
Good evening.
So, Richard, we got 2 topics today. We look back at this encounter with VfL Bochum. And at the end of the episode, you have some club news, club-related news, which you like to share. So, we're really looking forward to that. But before we start, I would really point our listeners to last week's prediction that you made. And let's play a clip.
Yeah, you're right. That might happen. So as I said, if Bochum tries to hold pace with us, we will have room. We have space, and then in the quality of our players we have, counterattacks will show up. But if they don't, if they have to be outplayed, then it's going to be really how to say it's an exhausting thing and hard not to crack.
So, Richard, are you proud of yourself? Because from where I'm standing, you were really right about things that happened during the Bochum game, and they came out even worse.
Indeed, I grinned the whole week. Walking around, was proud of myself, of my brilliance in prediction. No, seriously. On the one hand side, I wasn't surprised, but on the other hand side, I wish that I was wrong. And
I know, Richard. We all feel with you.
Sure, there was those 2 penalties. One of them should have been converted, and then my prediction would have been 100% correct. But yeah, as I said, I wasn't really surprised. That was a thing of a beauty, not.
I know. To be honest, when I saw Xavi taking that penalty, or when he was about to take that penalty after somebody committed a foul on him, I had an uneasy feeling. I don't know what it was, but this unwritten rule of the player who was fouled should never take a penalty, and unfortunately, he missed, and he didn't score. So that was it. Well, Richard, I'm not really sure if you had the same impression as I did, but last week you mentioned if Bochum was playing a little bit more with attacking style, a little bit more open, we would have our chance. And in the first couple of minutes, I thought, okay, Bochum would start playing a little bit more aggressively, more openly. So that made me quite hopeful that we would see an open encounter with space created for RB Leipzig, and they wouldn't have that need of trying to outplay Bochum, which in fact we're currently struggling with, outplaying other teams. And also the atmosphere in the stadium was really upbeat, was buzzing. Although it was the 3rd home game, people were still up for watching RB Leipzig at home. Weather was great. Everybody was chanting. So we were really optimistic. And I thought, we would beat Bochum quite convincingly.
Yeah, absolutely right. I saw this too, recognized that too, and was quite surprised about the first 2 or 3 minutes, where Asano had this nice chance. And but on the other hand side, it would have surprised me if Bochum would have tried to hold this up and really tried to, play along with us.
But very soon, the ugly parking of the bus came along, and there you go. Well, I quite agree that missing the first penalty was quite extraordinary, but missing 2 was even more extraordinary. Where I was sitting, I observed a pretty static way of playing of RB Leipzig. It was a bit like having an offense line and a defense line in American football. And the offense was trying to rush the ball instead of passing it. So there was no ground gained. There was no open field play. Very static, and that is something we all deserved. And which wasn't so great to watch at that moment, and it wasn't so great to watch because there were very little chances created on RB Leipzig's side. That was on our behalf. So that was, I think we had 2 shots on goal in the first half and 1 being a penalty. Quite extraordinary to watch that. So yes, Richard, your prediction and analysis of last week was spot on. Was very, very realistic, and it came to fruition, so to speak. But nevertheless, it's the beginning of the season. It's a brand new squad with a lot of new players. What makes you possibly more optimistic about the remainder or about the next weeks in the season?
I'm really looking forward to welcoming Dani Olmo back in the starting lineup because this is my key takeaway from that game. We are lacking in terms of creativity, and therefore we need Olmo back quickly. Without him, there's only Xavi left in the creativity department, what makes us, like, in my opinion, like a one-trick pony. The ball is passed to Xavi, and he tries to produce something, make something out of nothing. And this boy is 20 years old. We cannot expect from him that he performs in the tier 1 world-class manner week after week. So there's so much more drive in our attacking game when Olmo and Xavi are on the pitch at the same time. And obviously, if that's not the case, the team is not able to compensate that in either way. But there's, as I said, some daylight in that matter. Olmo is back on a training pitch, in case you missed it. Although there isn't a statement yet from Marco Rose whether he is an option for the upcoming match against Darmstadt. But I do believe that we will see him back, and then we're talking differently.
And I think you have a really valid point there. I'm really looking forward to that as well. But my impression also is that there is quite a bit of fatigue or tiredness in the squad at the moment. They seem to be a lot more alert when playing top-level teams like Manchester City and Bayern Munich. Quite a few times I thought players made the wrong decision. Nothing really surprising, nothing really that opened up the game. And it was easy to manage for the opponents. And I remember one scene where, from my seat, which is a little bit further away from the pitch, but I was looking at Yusuf Pausen in disbelief about a decision he took, passing the ball not to his own player, but I don't know, to the opponent. So why do you do that? Of course, I wouldn't last 5 minutes on the pitch. Do you think, Richard, that there is quite a bit of fatigue in a team, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you're right. It was an exhausting week, and this 2-2 against Bayern Munich and this 1-3 against Man City, where especially in the latter game, we just pursued the ball for the whole 90 minutes and had almost no time to regenerate with the ball in our own territory, our own ball possession. So I wasn't surprised either that the players looked tired. That was quite logical after those 2 exhausting games.
Well, also notice that the supporters maybe get a little bit of tired as well after 3 home games in a row with really 2 top-notch clubs, and then the encounter with VfL Bochum on Saturday. Especially in the second half, the crowd seemed to get a bit unsettled. A lot of negative comments towards the team and their performance, which does happen occasionally. And there was no booing as such, but you could tell people are discontent. And I just think, well, it's maybe not fair because it was a long week, 3 games at home, as we mentioned, and there have been a lot of new players, players who are injured, new players who are trying to gel the team together, plus our ones that have been with us for a long time. And bearing that in mind, having said that, I think the performance has been really well. You're still in the top 6, every chance to get into the Champions League spots, and we all know the season is very long. So is what I did observe after the final whistle that Marco Rose, the coach, had some robust discussion with people in the crowds, just for a few seconds, but you could really tell that he was not amused. But at the end of the day, most of the supporters, especially in the B section, remained. They applauded the team. They showed them their support, and the team acknowledged that. So I think we're on a good path. And I think we're going to see at some point, hopefully pretty soon, we're going to see a really superior team when everybody else is back on deck and people are used to playing with one another.
Yeah, but to me, it is no wonder that people acting in the stands a bit impatient, because they're coming to the stadium and they look on the table. They recognize, okay, hey, RBL is a strong club. It's the 4th place in the league, and Bochum just got outshot by Bayern Munich 0-7 and lost its home game against Gladbach 1-3, and losing over and over. And people thinking, like, okay, hey, this is a must-win game. And they're absolutely right. And if you come to the stadium and then seeing a game like this, you are basically disappointed. Yeah, I think there was a huge disappointment in the stands, and to me, this is no wonder, because not all of us that supporting that club are so keen in analyzing play styles, looking at who passes where, who does a sprint that what often and whatsoever. So yeah, no wonder for me that there is this impatience in the crowd.
Well, don't forget, it has been an extraordinary journey of RB Leipzig since 2009, and the arrival at the top-tier Bundesliga, was it 16 or 17? I don't even remember, see. And ever since, the team qualified for international competition, and most of it, apart from 1 year, it has been the Champions League. So I think we're quite spoiled, to be honest, with that type of performance in such short space of time. But Richard, I'd like to play you a little clip from featuring Sina. Sina is a season ticket holder for many years with her husband Stefan. And as I mentioned before, I was sitting next to them. They have very nice seats in a different section, closer to the pitch, lower tier, closer to the B sector. Not padded seats, but I would still say, posh seats, very nice. And sometimes I'm lucky enough to purchase tickets next to them, and in that case, I'm giving away, or I'm selling my season ticket in the D sector. And let me play you that clip of Sina and her take of the Bochum match.
So, Sina, you don't look like a happy bunny. What happened?
Nothing good on the green.
How about those 2 penalties? Weren't they great saves?
Bad ones. Really, really, really bad ones. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, to be honest, Richard, we just hate you because you were damn right. But at least you predicted 1 goal for us, but it didn't happen. So, Sina, does that mean I won't get a ticket anymore? I won't get the seat next to you anymore.
Yeah, the last 2 games weren't so good, so yes, maybe this combination is not the good one for us.
On this happy note, over and out. Bye-bye.
So there you go, Richard. I'm not a lucky charm. So the last 2 games weren't so great. the results weren't so beautiful. And that's why this combination, let me quote, doesn't work for us anymore. So that really hurts. But I thought it was a really interesting reaction, and we're lucky. We're happy to share that with you. Well, Richard, is there anything else you'd like to mention about the last game in the Bundesliga versus Bochum, or would you like to move on?
No, I think we are done with that.
Well, in that case, I think it's the perfect time for you to share some club-related news with us.
Yes, the very first thing that has to be mentioned is great news, in my opinion. The captain stays aboard. Willi Orban has extended his contract for 2 more years, now until 2027. So, in my opinion, he is the kingpin in our defense for so many years now. It is his 9th season, to be exact, and I'm really, really impressed about his development in all those years and how he managed it to come back into the team after his injury in the cup match against Wolfsburg back in 2019. You might,
Wasn't that Halloween?
yeah, it was the day before Halloween match, 2019.
Should we do that again?
Yeah, let's do it again, but no injury again for Orban. He had to be substituted in the first half. I think Ilsanka came in, and yeah, and I was impressed how he find his way back, because there was quite some strong performances of Upamecano, Klostermann, Halstenberg, respectively, and not to forget Konate in that group. But he finally made it, and it is so well deserved. And yeah, hopefully now he will be back soon and helps the team for the remainder of the season. Fingers crossed.
Well, I do remember last time when he was injured for a longer time, and there were discussions and kind of fear that he wouldn't be able to come back into the team. Also thinking of the potential lack of speed, which I think never materialized. When he came back even stronger, and he's been Mr. Reliable ever since. And the goals he scores are beautiful. Just remember last season when in the quarterfinals for the DFB Pokal, the second goal, this goal at the other end, where 8 people were running towards the Dortmund goal, and 4 actually ended up at the opponent's goal, and he scored. Wonderful stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, we all keep our fingers crossed that he's coming back soon.
Yeah.
I do remember the time when he joined RB Leipzig. Was that now 9 years ago? I think that's what you said, from Kaiserslautern. And at the time, you couldn't really foresee that his career would span at Leipzig over 9 years. In such a way that it did. At the time, I was also talking to a hardcore Kaiserslautern supporter, and they weren't really happy about him leaving and joining a club which the marketing construct RB Leipzig, such artificial club. Actually going to Leipzig from Kaiserslautern. Come on, that's tradition in itself, Betzenberg and all of that. And it wasn't really foreseeable that he would actually stay and have such a long career alongside other players like Emil Forsberg, Yusuf Paulsen, who I'd like to mention in this context as well. Which is, especially now during this phase of the season that we have with quite a few injuries, new players, you see how important these players are. So let's keep our fingers crossed for a speedy recovery. I'm sure he'll be back soonish. I'm not a doctor. And I'm really looking forward to having him back in the on the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there was some more.
But wait, there's more.
There was some. Yeah, there's one more thing. One more thing this week. Yes, Xavi was nominated for the Rookie of the Month award in the Bundesliga.
Wow, he's just been in the league for a couple of months. That's a great impact.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he was nominated together with Boniface from Leverkusen and Maximilian Bayer from Hoffenheim. But the winner for the month September is yet again Boniface from Bayer 04. He won this award in August already. Congratulations from me.
Wow, yeah, well deserved.
Better luck next time to Xavi. And to all our listeners out there, hopefully there are some. Should he or another player from RBL be nominated for this award for October? You can vote at www.rookie-award.com. I repeat that, www.rookie-award.com, and push for our club.
Keep voting. So, you got some important duty next time.
Yeah. Xavi won something, You have that. You recognize that?
Let me guess. Is it extra training and lessons for taking penalties? Oh, that was bad. I'm so sorry.
He won something. He won in the category Bundesliga Goal of the Month, September.
Oh, I remember that. Is it Sportschau?
No. It is it's not. No, it is. There is of course a Sportschau competition Goal of the Month, but this is the Goal of the Month in the whole association football. No matter what league the goal is scored.
Damn, I'm so old. So that's even better. Okay, I rest my case.
Yeah, this is superior. But there's another. There's a DFL, Deutsche Fußballliga award for the Goal of the Month, where only Bundesliga goals do count. And Xavi won this award for the month of September. Congratulations, young man.
So, congratulations. And which goal was it?
It was the nice curled 1-0 go-ahead goal against FC Union Berlin.
Versus Union Berlin. Ein Dosenöffner. Google that.
The bin opener. The can opener.
Now that's great stuff. Really positive news. So you got one more?
One last thing I want to mention is 2 players from us, Xavi again and Cesco, are part of the 25 nominees for the Golden Boy Award. You know what it is? It's a famous award, quite famous. It's from the Italian magazine Tuttosport, and this magazine awards the Golden Boy prize to the best under 21 player in Europe every year, and that is quite a remarkable award with some reputation. Some other names that are on this list is Jude Bellingham, Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, and Mathis Tell. So keep pushing, boys. Try to convince the voting journalists with your skills that one of you might be awarded with the best young player in Europe and come in line with some famous title winners in the recent years, like Leo Messi, Erling Haaland, Mbappe, Balotelli, and Mario Götze as well. So
Mario Götze, that rings a bell. I was just wondering if there are any German players who had this award.
It's the only German that ever won this back in 2011.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Richard. That was really interesting. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We would love if you get in touch with us. You can do this via email. That's talk to us at rbleglobaltracks.com. That's talk to us at rbleglobaltracks.com. And we will meet again next week when we have a look at the performance of our international players during the international break. We keep our fingers crossed that they all come back and nobody gets injured.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. There are quite some interesting matches. Austria, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Belgium, Sweden. So we have some direct matches of RBL players against each other. Nice.
So yes, please go easy and go easy. Don't injure yourselves, okay? Well, Richard, thank you very much for another episode of RBLE Global Tracks. It was a huge pleasure. Thank you very much. Und auf geht's, Leipziger Jungs.